Okay, thanks David, and thanks everyone for coming along. So I'm based in the IT department in Dundee City Council, responsible for GIS and also open data as well. And this is a complementary project to the mill laboratory that's also funded by ERDF and Smart Cities and the Scottish Cities Alliance. What we're looking to do is try and embed open data and better use of data within the council. So how this ties in with Lot 4 of the tender is really to take this data that we're looking to supply for this project and try and develop innovative services with that, try and use it in a much more innovative way than we would be able to do. So that's why we're trying to open data up, let anyone else access it, and also potentially the mill as well. And try and see ways we can reuse that data to either improve service delivery from the council or to deliver new innovative services to the citizens of Dundee, especially around mobility. So what we're doing on the Open Data project is looking to bring in a policy for council that will try and open up data by default, so that we'll actually just share data without having to go through quite a complicated process to be able to do that. People won't need to ask us for data, we'll try and actively share that. We're also putting in an open data platform, and that's based on CCAN, which is quite a common way of sharing data. It's a well understood system. So anyone that was looking to use that within the city would be able to put data sets on there, to be able to retrieve data about the council from the council as well, and use it to visualize data or to retrieve or share information. And we're looking to also build capacity within the communities of Dundee, so to try and give people skills to be able to use data within community groups or within their different areas to try and solve the challenges of the city, and also bring up council staff on that journey as well. And that's where the mill can really help with that, to try and identify new ways that we'll be able to use data and try and build better services based on it. So some of the benefits we're looking to get from that project is just to try and improve access to information for citizens, to make it easy for people to find things out about the city and to go about their business, and also to stimulate economic growth and service innovation. That's really where the mill comes in there, like all the speakers before me have been talking about, to try and really develop ideas in Dundee and then expand them out across Scotland. But we also want to try and develop the capacity to allow data to drive decisions that are made within Dundee as well. Some of the examples that might be relevant for Lot 4, like John was saying, we've got real-time bus information. We use that to predict when buses might arrive at bus stops. How could that possibly be used to try and better plan services, to help operators understand how busy different services are, what services are most successful? But then also maybe looking at machine learning, like Simon was talking about. How could we predict the impact of traffic on bus services to try and to deliver more robust timetabling, for example? That's the kind of thing that the real-time information can help deliver, but it's not really used for that at the moment. Like Gary was saying, we also have telematics from almost our entire fleet. We collect that data, we use it to manage the fleet and manage the service we provide, but what other insights could that deliver for mobility in the city? We've got a floating fleet of, I was looking out the window, there's quite a few council vehicles going past, and they're driving rounds, we can understand how traffic is flowing all the time across the city using our own fleet there. What about maybe exploring predictive analytics for our waste management service? How many people are going to be presenting their recycling bin on different days of the year to try and deliver a more efficient service, ensure that the crews can get around there every day, and also that they're not wasted finishing a route after a couple of hours. We've also got loads of EV chargers, like Kenny was saying. We've got them all over the city. How can we understand which are best places to put these facilities? We've already opened up data on EV charging sessions on our data platforms. You can download that and you can see which chargers are busiest, how long people are staying there. That could help develop the case to present to businesses to install chargers in their car parks. How many people are visiting, how long are they staying charging their cars up, which sites are busiest at different times of day. How could opening up this data help people understand where to come and park their car? Could we put rapid charging status on our variable message signs for people coming into the city? So all the kind of stuff that we've got the data, we want to open it up and let people actually explore and try and see how we can reuse that. Parking as well, like Kenny was saying, there are multi-stories, many of our pay-on-foot car parks, they've got ANPR, number plate recognition in the ticket barriers, so you can understand what type of vehicles are coming in, how long they're staying in the city centre. And in terms of improving air quality, how could low emission zones possibly impact on that? How can we understand how that would all fit in? We have data on what kind of cars are coming into the city. We have data on how long they're sitting parked in certain parts of the city, and how could that be understood, for example, to try and see, well, how could you change behaviours to move people onto public transport or to change the type of vehicles that are coming into town? This is all just some of the ideas that we've got, some of the data that we have that we can share. But what we really want from the mill is, from Lot 4, is for people to take that and to explore it further and to try and help influence what data we can share as a council or what data as a city we could share, and how we can really innovate and develop new services from using that data and try and help solve some of the mobility challenges that John was talking about, using some of the data that we can use to help drive those decisions. Thank you.
And just to emphasise what Andrew was saying, it's about not just collecting data for the sake of data, but actually building on the fact that Dundee and Scotland as a whole was committed to these G8 open data principles. So we need all lots to connect into that, not just lot 4. We're looking to generate more open data from all of the activities that we support in Dundee. And around this lot specifically, we're looking to find commercially valuable uses for the data that's generated. So there needs to be a clear case or a business model for doing it, or it needs to be able to provide us with data that we couldn't otherwise access, but again, that there is a clear use or a business model for collecting that data going forward.